We're good to go. All right. Good afternoon, beauty professionals. My name is Dre, also known as Dre the Barber. Now, I have been barbering for over 10 years, and I have started off just like everybody else. Now, first, I would like to congratulate you for tuning in. This is going to be a huge event. Marlo Beauty Supply and Clubman have sponsored this event where we're located in Union Barbershop in Detroit, Michigan. Now, the reason why I want to congratulate you is because I know if you're viewing in today that you want to take your craft to the next level, that you are ready to grow and that you're ready to make more money. So definitely give yourself a pat on the back. Now, the mission behind this video is twofold. Number one, we want to teach the beauty professional, inspire the beauty professional to start retailing inside their shop. The misconception is that clients don't want to be retailed to. You are the professional. They are depending on you to send them home with the proper products that's going to help their craft grow. Or, I'm sorry, to help their hair grow, to stimulate their blood vessels, to also keep their beard and their hair clean. The other part of that mission is they want to be upsell. The common haircut, it's over. They don't want the common haircut anymore. They are now looking for a grooming experience. They are now looking for the experiences that they are seeing on social media. They are now looking for the haircuts that they are seeing on social media, and they are depending on you to provide that. So, with that being said, we also have a purpose. The purpose behind this video is, is simple. The industry has changed. Men want to be groomed. No matter how masculine they are, no matter where they work, no matter what they do for a living, they want to spend 30 to 45 minutes in the chair being pampered, being groomed, and being taken care of. Now, Marlo Beauty Supply had sponsored this event, and because of that, you can get any of the products that Clubman have from marlobeauty.com. marlobeauty.com. They carry the whole line. Today, you want to make sure that you watch this video to the end because we're going to be raffling off $150 worth of Clubman's products at the Marlo Beauty Supply location. So, we're going to announce that at the end. We're only going to have one winner for a $150 shopping spree. Okay? Now, let me just give you a quick intro, a quick understanding of Clubman Panad, just a little bit of history, all right? Clubman Panad has been in the business for over 200 years. Now, what does that say? What that says is it has stand the test of time. No matter the trend, no matter the fragrance, no matter the change in the industry, it has been able to withstand. Now it's going through a new shift now. Clubman is changing the way that they are viewing the industry more into grooming. And that's what we like to call the new generation, where we're coming out with the reserve line. Okay? Now what we're going to do today is we're not going to just do a haircut. We're going to do a beard facial. Now that's important that you use that phrase, a Clubman Beard Facial from here on out. Reason being is it catches your client's attention. We're no longer just taking care of the hair, making it smell good. We are now focusing on creating a grooming experience, but we're taking care of the skin and the hair. So I bet you're wondering, hey, how can we sell it? I'm going to tell you a technique that Clubmen like to use. It's a simple technique. We're going to focus on 3 senses. This is the art of selling. Okay? The art of selling Clubman products. First sense is the nose. It doesn't matter where you've been in life. What you smell is what you remember. And here's the unique thing. Let me just give you an example. When you smell something foul, what do? You frown up. You start frowning up. It catches your attention. What is your nose tied to? It's tied to your emotions. All right? Let's get emotionally attached to our clients. I like to call our new generation fragrances cool, calm, and collection. All right? Jen's Gin is cool, nice, and smooth. It can go with any fragrance that you currently have on, but then also it's not a strong smell, so it's nice and smooth. Calm. I call Whiskey Woods calm because it can go with any fragrance. Yes, it is smooth, but it's something that you remember. It's a traditional smell. It gives you that more of a classic man type of scent. Whiskey Woods. And Brandy Spice. Now this is everybody's lover right here, and I also put it in my water bottle when I'm saturating my client's hair or when I'm wetting a towel. The reason why I call this collective is because the collection of spices and ingredients and fragrances is what catches your client's attention. If you want to upsell, if you want to make more money, wake up your client. Brandy Spice. All right. Now we're going to break this beard treatment or this beard facial up into 4 parts. Now I want you to pull out your book, pull out your notepad, and I want you to write down these 4 steps. It's going to be simple 4 steps. Number 1, we're going to cleanse and condition. We're going to use 2 products during that step. We're going to use the beard and body wash, which is a gel. I want you to remember that this is a gel. This is a beard and body wash, so you could use it both on your body, so it makes it retail friendly, but you also use it on your beard. Now, what we're going to focus on during this cleansing process is we're going to focus on removing the oil from the skin, removing the impurities from the skin, and we're going to move the debris from the skin. The reason why I use a word like debris is because a man's beard is a net. It catches everything. All right? So that's the purpose of this. This is the first step. Very important step. I'm not going to say it's the most important, but you definitely want to start off all beard facials with cleansing the beard with the Clubman Beard and Body Wash. The second part of step 1 is the 2-in-1 conditioner. Clubman 2-in-1 conditioner. Why do we call it 2-in-1 conditioner? The reason being is it's not only focusing on the hair, but it's focusing on the skin. Your hair is a reflection of your skin. So when we remove all that oil, all that debris from the hair, when we go through the process of removing that oil, we got to replenish it with something. Water tends to be very hard. Now, a lot of people are not friendly or don't like the word leave-in conditioner. This is a very light leave-in conditioner where we can fully work it through our client's beard, okay? And it's not going to leave any buildup. That's very important. It's going to stop the wired hairs, it's going to stop the hard hair, and it's going to stop the ash and breakage of the skin, okay? The second part of that step is we're going to blow dry and style. It's very important that before you style a client's hair, you blow dry because you want to make sure that it reaches its full elasticity. When it does, after you condition the hair and then you blow dry it, what it's going to do is going to expose the wild hairs. It's going to expose the hairs that don't want to fall in line. So with that happening, we're going to shave or remove with our clippers, okay? And that's going to be the styling part. Now, we're not going to use a razor during this step. We're only going to use the clippers and the trimmers during this step. Now, we sent the beard through a lot, right? That leads us to our third step. We're going to rejuvenate. We're going to apply beard and tattoo oil, and we're going to fully work it through the beard, and we're going to fully work it down to the skin. This is going to apply the moisture that you need. It has 4 essential oils in it that's going to be beneficial for the hair and for the skin. And then we have beard balm. Now you may be asking yourself, why would I use a beard oil and then a beard balm? The reason being is the beard balm is going to lock the moisture in. That is so important. We both conditioned the beard and we applied oil to the beard. Now we need to make sure that it locks in. We don't know if he may rub his beard all day. And that's the purpose of the beard balm, is to keep those essential oils, that conditioner, from rubbing off or being washed out. And then the last step, which is probably one of the most unique steps, is where I'm going to add enhancement. The reason why we want to make sure that we learn how to use enhancements is because social media is telling you that this is what a haircut's supposed to look like. A client will come into your shop as a beauty professional. They will come into your shop and they will say, hey, I want this haircut. They don't say I want a buzz cut. They don't say I want a fade. They now saying I want this haircut that I picked up off of social media. Now, how can you accomplish that? If the person that posted the picture is using enhancements, you're going to have to use it also. So with those 4 steps, I'm going to go through it one more time. Cleanse and condition, blow dry and style, rejuvenate, and enhance. You can guarantee that you're going to turn a $20 haircut to a $35 grooming experience. So I'm going to call up my model, Matt, and we're going to get this process started. Matt, come on up, brother. Don't forget, stay tuned, because we're going to be giving away $150 of a shopping spree from Marlo Beauty Supply, which you're going to be able to get $150 worth of Clubman products. Okay? So you definitely want to stay tuned. And you can go to the website. It'll be marlobeauty.com. Lift this up. There we go. Let me introduce Matt. This is my model.
Hey, everybody.
Everybody, we are live. Now, I know I sat my client down. I sat him down, he's relaxed. Remember I told you about getting your client's attention? What I like to do is I like to put a little bit of brandy spice in my hand before I start my client's consultation. The reason being is I'm going to be touching my client, talking to him, and he's going to smell that fragrance. I'm now waking up his senses, and before he leaves, he's going to say, hey, I want to take that with me. Outside of that, because I'm touching all over him with this fragrance, when he go home and he gives his wife a big, nice hug, she's going to say, baby, you smell good. And so she's going to say the next time that he needs a haircut, because we're playing with their emotions, because we're tying into their emotions, she's going to say, hey, make sure you go back to the barber that used that brandy spice on you. Okay? So let's get this process started. I'm going to gently lay my client back just a little bit. I'm going to comb it out. Now, with this first step, a lot of times I will do this in a shampoo bowl. But because I want to make sure that y'all can see the whole process, I'm going to do it in the barber chair. And plus, a lot of clients don't want to move outside the barber chair. So this gives us an opportunity to do this service without leaving the chair. Now, for your client that don't want a full shampoo on their beard, you could also use a product by Clubman Beard, which Marlo Beauty Supply also has, which is called Osage Rub. It is a menthol rub that's going to open up the pores and allow the impurities to leave out the skin. But that's for another video. All right. Now, you remember I said this was a gel. The beard and body wash is a gel. The reason why it's important to know that it's a gel, in which I only use a quarter size, is because when you work this through your client's beard, you want to make sure that you can fully lather. All right? And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to fully lather his beard. Now, I want you to pay close attention to my fingers. And you can come up if you want to. We have a few people watching, y'all, so I'm going to tell them to come up and watch. What I'm going to do with my fingers is I'm going to focus on the skin. I'm massaging the skin. I'm opening up the blood vessels. I'm waking the nerves up. I'm creating an experience. All right? A lot of times we tend to focus on the hair. Remember, I said the health of the beard is dependent on the hair, on the skin. The other area that I'm going to focus on, and I'm just going to use a little bit more because Matt has a full beard here. I am going to also focus on the bottom of his beard. This is very important. Under here is where your client carries the smell. Under here is where your client has the most breakage. Under here is where his hair feels very wiry and hard. So I'm going to focus under here. We're fully working in his beard. Does anybody have any questions? If you have any questions, please just ask. You can go right into the comments below. Now I'm going to remove this beard and body wash with a wet towel. All right. How does that feel, Matt?
Amazing.
Amazing. You sure that it's not script, Matt?
Oh, I'm very sure.
All right, good. All right. So, now that we pulled all the oil and debris from his skin, we're going to now clean the skin. Focus on working it all the way down to remove the dirt from the skin. Now, how's that fragrance?
Very calming.
Very calming. I am happy that he said that, because the mission behind our products is we separate the two. I spoke about the brandy spice. I spoke about the reserve aftershave just a few minutes ago. That is the fragrance side. What I'm working on is the performance side. If my client, and I'm doing this step right here, and he does not like that strong fragrance on his beard, he's not going to want me to do this anymore. But because it has a nice, smooth smell, nice, relaxing smell, he has no problem with me cleansing his beard with a refreshing product like the beard and body wash.
Right.
Yes.
Will that product irritate the skin?
No. I have never heard of any complaints of this irritating the skin. And the good thing is with this process, with using a rag, you can fully remove the product from the beard. Great question. Who's that? What's their name?
From Tiffany Dunn.
Tiffany Dunn. Appreciate the question, Dunn. Appreciate it. Appreciate the question. I have never heard of this product causing any irritation. All right. So now we're going to move to the second part. We're going to condition the beard. Watch closely. Do you see how easily that leave-in conditioner comes out?
Actually,
That's because it's light. You want to make sure the conditioner is light. All right, go ahead and ask the question. We have another question coming in from who?
Well, this one was actually the one from Tiffany.
Oh. Oops.
That was my fault. Are you able to use this on any hair texture type?
Yes. Yes. Please know that you can use this on any texture and type. Now, what I like to do is Matt, he has an extra coarse beard. Even though he has straight hair on top, he has a coarse beard. That's very unique. You see, I'm working this through coarse beard.
And is your towel wet? Linda wants to know.
The towel that I use, yes, it was wet. It was wet, and it had a slight fragrance on it, which was brandy spice.
And Kathy would like to know if does it soften the beard so you can work on it easier?
Yes. You talking about the conditioner?
Yeah.
Are you talking about the conditioner? Yes. The conditioner focuses on softening the beard. The beard and body wash focuses on removing and cleansing, removing debris and impurities and cleansing the beard and adding a nice fragrance.
And we have another question from Troy.
All right.
How long does this service generally take?
Great question, Troy. That's the question. That's exactly where I was going to end off. This service usually takes an extra 10 minutes, okay? But your client, once you do something, I'm staring over here. Let me talk to y'all. Troy, you're there. Your client is going to, for that extra 10 minutes of working on his beard, explaining your products, and giving him a different experience, he's going to be happy to open up his pocket. You get what I'm saying? So with that being said, you're going to give him an extra 10 minutes. Of course, it's going to be about 25 minutes here in the video, but in general, this will be an extra 10 minutes. Now, during the second step, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the blow dryer to add elasticity to the beard so I can know exactly what I'm going to shape, okay? I'm going to start off medium heat, medium blow. I want to make sure I'm gentle on his face. Now, I'm not going to have it close to his face. I'm just focusing on drying the hair just a little bit. Do you see how I'm kind of using the brush as if I'm blowing out his beard? This is very important, especially under the chin. It's for me to fully blow out his beard. Do you smell those spray? Do you smell that conditioner? All right. So what I like to do in this step is I like to pull somebody from the crowd and I like to say, hey, touch the client's beard. So can I have you to clean and sanitize your hands? And then I want you to come touch your client's beard or this client's beard. You okay, Matt? Not too much for you, is it? All right. Therapeutic. Therapeutic. All right, great. Turn your head to the side for me, okay? All right. So now that I dried it just a little bit, especially the skin, now I'm going to focus on the hair. I want to fully stretch out the hair. So I'm going to turn up the heat just a little bit more. I'm not even going to point the heat at his face. I'm going to only point it at the hair. And I'm going to pull the hair just a little bit further. The good thing is this is live, so you're going to have we might have some hiccups. You never know. All right, now we have the full elasticity of the beard. Now, what is your name, ma'am?
Rhonda.
Rhonda. Everybody, if you're at home, give Rhonda a round of applause. Rhonda, we only went through two steps. Two steps in the beard facial, Clubman Beard Facial. What I want you to do is I want you to touch his beard. She already sanitized her hands. So I want you to touch his beard. You're more than welcome. He's a model. This is what he does. How does that feel?
Really soft.
Really soft.
Nice.
In two simple steps, it's really soft. But with the third step, we're going to rejuvenate. After I shape it, we're going to rejuvenate and lock that softness and moisture in. Thank you, Ron. Wide tooth comb. And now we're going to focus on styling. I want everybody to pay attention to this step right here. Number one, I'm going to use a cordless clipper to shape my client's beard. And just like if I was to cut his hair, I'm going to work on one side and then I'm going to gradually go to the other. If you can look down, tell me if you can see it. If you can look here, I'm going to focus on making sure that his beard is as long as possible, as full as possible. So I'm not going to take my clipper and go against the grain of how his hair is growing. All right? What I am going to do is I'm going to flow with how his hair is growing. And so I'm going to stand behind my client and I'm only going to focus on wired hairs and stubborn hairs. And we're going to work on one side and then we're going to gradually move to the other. Now the clipper that I'm using is called a wall magic clip. The reason why I'm using this clipper is because it has a strong motor and not an extremely sharp blade. The blade is very important in this situation because if it has a strong, sharp blade, it's going to cut the hair too fast. And that's not what I want. I want at least a second stroke. Because you never know if you're going to mess up or not. And we're just going to focus on the excess hairs. And again, you can pick up this clipper. You can pick up all the products that I talked about and the products that I'm going to talk about at marlobeauty.com. And Marlo Beauty carries the entire line. Now, you definitely want to stay tuned for the last two steps and the conclusion, because what we're going to do is we're going to raffle off $150 worth of Clubman products. Now, you see how I went from the left-hand side, and now we're going towards the middle. Now, before I get to the middle, I'm going to turn my client's head all the way to the right, and we're going to clean up around his jawline. Do we have any questions?
Emily would like to know, does the conditioner leave a residue?
Thank you. So when I first started off, Emily, thank you for the question. When I first started off, I explained how light the conditioner was. I like to call it more of a lotion, all right? What's going to coat the hair is going to be the beard balm. The conditioner, I focus on the skin. I use my fingers to make sure I massage that conditioner down to the skin. The conditioner is twofold. It's focusing on the hair and it's focusing on the skin. No, it will not leave a residue, and you could easily rinse it out if you wanted to. Great question, Emily. And we're going to keep working, and now we're going to move to the middle. Do we have any students that have any questions? On the live feed, any students? No students? No students? If you're a student, definitely chime in and let us know where you're going to school. All right. Now we're going to work on the opposite side. Do you see the difference in length after I blew it out? Well, that was for you. Do you see the difference in length? Definitely. She says she definitely see the difference in length after I blew it out. Now, I want to make sure everyone can see, so I'm going to pull you on this side. I can actually look in the camera too. Ooh, man, you got it going on, brother. All right. And we're gently working those wiry hairs. And we're going to make sure we get around the jawline. Okay. Now, during the third step, what I am going to do is I am going to shape it again. Just like if I was to shape an afro, the first time, it's not precise. But when I go over it a second time, that's what's going to add the precision. Now, if you're going to do a procedure like this, you want to make sure that you hold the clippers with your fingers. If you hold it with your hand, you're not going to have enough finesse to accomplish this style. So make sure you hold the clippers with your fingers.
Great.
Yes.
Rose would like to know, could you use a hot air brush instead of a blow dryer?
Hot air brush? I really don't know. That's a good question. That's a good question. Wow, you got me on the spot. I don't know. I hate to lie to you. Okay. Oh, I hate to lie to you. I don't know. All right. And we're going to just finish sculpting, finish shaping. Now, because my client has a long beard, I want to make sure that I at least round these stubborn hairs at the bottom. Now, isn't that a beautiful Clubman logo right there? The reason why you want to make sure, if you're going to start retailing to your clients, the reason why you want to make sure that you have a large logo and a beautiful bright cape is because, number one, when your client walks through the doors, they know that you're affiliated with something. Number two, when you start pulling out the products and using them, they're going to want to ask more questions because you already started marketing to them when they were coming in from the street. That's focusing on the senses. Remember I told you the senses? Focus on the smell, what they see, and also what they feel. But that's on a whole nother level. All right. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay my client up. Oh, sorry about that. There we go. And I'm going to start by putting an outline on my client. Now I'm going to use T outliners. I'm going to comb his beard one more time. And I'm going to use the new T outliners. The reason why I like using the T outliners is because the blade is extremely sharp. It's not sharp to where it will pierce your skin, but it is sharp enough to make sure that you're precise. Remember I said the walls had a duller blade so that I can do a second stroke? The Andes have a sharper blade to where I can be as precise as possible. Make sense? Great.
Lisa and Tiffany say you're doing a great job.
Thank you. Thank you, Miss Tiffany.
And Lisa.
And Lisa. All right. Again, make sure you always hold the trimmers and clippers with your fingers. That's so that you can do something as easy as this, so that you can go around your client's ear, the arch of their ear. Also, if you hold the clippers with your fingers, you're able to keep from using force. Force comes from using your wrists. You hold a pencil with your fingers, you're going to hold the trimmers and clippers with your fingers. And we're gently going to go with the outline of the client's beard. I want to make sure y'all can see it. And I'm focusing on keeping it as natural as possible, but I want to make sure that the outline has definition. And around his neck, you want to make sure you turn the clippers or trimmers upside down so you're not scratching your client. This is how you keep him comfortable. Now what we're going to do here is we're going to use our fingers again to gently create that C around his temple peak point. So instead of me traveling from front to back, I'm now traveling backwards. Reason being, his hair is pointing in a certain direction. So I have to go kind of against the grain to make sure that his hairs are cut. And that's why I'm going this way instead of this way.
Ray?
Yes.
Kathy would like to know that if you color the beard, will these products fade the color?
Will these products? No. The products will not fade the color. Great question.
And Matt, Kyle's going to smile.
See, I told you.
I didn't want to mess up his outline.
See, Matt had a long day, y'all. This is his first time being a 24-hour model. All right. So what I'm doing right here is I'm connecting his beard to his temple peak point. Okay? Pay close attention. I'm connecting here to here. Instead of me just going in here and losing my steps, I'm going to create the guideline here around his cheek so that I can marry the two. Get what I'm saying? And you don't have to press hard because we're going to use the razor here in a minute.
Mia says you're doing a great job.
Thank you. I appreciate it. It's the camera crew. All these products you can pick up at Marlo Beauty Supply, at marlo.com. And at the end, we're going to be raffling off $150 of Clubman products. It's going to be a shopping spree. So definitely stay tuned.
Jennifer wants to know, how does the product help with growth?
So that will be the third step. The third step is where we're going to talk about more about growth. Men tend not to have problem with growth. It was Jennifer? Jennifer. When it comes to the beard, if their beard is growing and it's not growing fast enough, it's because of maintenance. Okay? In the third step, what we're going to use is we're going to use the beard balm and we're going to use the beard oil to soften the hair. See, if your beard is not growing fast enough and you do have a beard, it's because it's breaking off faster than it's growing. You know what I'm saying? So that's why people say beard oil tends to work, because it softens the beard. It keeps it from breaking off faster than it's growing. Also, the first two steps is I focus on the skin. When I focus on the skin, what I'm doing is I'm adding moisture and I'm kind of getting the blood vessels to start flowing. Okay? That makes sense, Jennifer? I hope it did.
And Lisa wants to know, how often will you need this service?
Well, that's a good question. You want to provide this service every time he comes to the shop. Reason being is you don't want a $20 haircut. You want a $35, $45 grooming experience. Okay? So you want to pitch this to him every time. You want to say, Matt, we're going to do the whole thing, whether you want to or not. That's very important. So I'm only going to use the blade. I'm going to be gentle around his lips, and I'm going to clean up just a little bit. And now we're going to work on the opposite side. Let me make sure everyone can see. I'm going to turn you this way. All right.
Watch this. Or tuck this in your pocket.
Okay.
If you're able to.
Thank you.
Okay.
All
All right.
All right. So now we're going to do the same steps on the opposite side.
Ronald wants to know, what about toner, tonic, or witch hazel for pH?
Toner, tonic, and witch hazel for pH. Okay, of course I am going to use a tonic, but a lot of times I tend to use a tonic on the top of the head, on the scalp, and not on the beard. Everything when it comes down to the pH balance of the beard, we want to make sure that we're focusing on that beard and body wash. If you use that beard and body wash and that conditioner, that will help. That will help balance the pH. Oh no. Well, camera lady, she had asked me if it would be easier if she switched sides. I said no, because I'm holding the trimmers with my fingers, so I could stand back here and outline my client instead of holding it with my wrist and with my hand. So no, you don't have to move. Okay. All right.
Someone's watching from Thailand.
Oh, hey! All the way from Thailand. Definitely shout out where you're from. Shout out where you're from. Now, I remember I was at a hair show. Just a quick story while we're finishing this up. I was at a hair show, and a professional had told me that their clients will not like this experience because they used to leaving out the shop really quick. It was a military town. But here's the thing. The clients were coming in for a full shave. So you have to learn how to kind of use the products that you have to match your clientele. So in the situation that your clients get full shaves, we have a shave system that follows similar 4 steps. And those products are over here. If you want to, you can take a look at them. It follows the same, pretty much the same 4 steps, without your trimmers and without your clippers. That's where you have your beard oil, you have your beard soap, you have your shaving cream. And for your clients that want to outline, like we're going to do today, we have our head shave gel. and that is a clear shaving lather or a gel. All right. Now, let's move to the third step. Now, because it's not a razor and it is a clipper, we don't have to worry about being we don't have to worry about being too detailed. We want the razor and the enhancement to do all the work. But now what we're going to do is we're going to rejuvenate. This is the third step. Beard oil. It has 4 essential oils that's beneficial for the skin and for the hair. And what we're going to do is because he has a big beard, we want to fully work it in. Now, this is a beard and tattoo oil. It is important that we use a beard and tattoo oil for clients that have tattoos. What it will do is it will rejuvenate the beard, but then also it can add more luster to the tattoo. So your clients that have tattoos, they can also use this on a tattoo. Now, any other time I would use maybe 4 drops, but I want to make sure that I use a little bit more on Matt because I'm going to also focus on the bottom of his beard. And the way that I'm going to get down to the bottom is I'm not going to use the palm of my hands. I'm going to use my fingers, and I'm going to gently work it through. Does that make sense? I'm getting all the way down to the skin. If you want to win $150 today worth of Clubman products, go to marlobeauty.com and register now. Fully working it through.
You have another question?
And I'm also going to I'm raking the hairs. I'm focusing on the bottom of his beard. Yes, what's the question?
Don would like to know, would you work anything through the mustache area?
Great question. You want to use this oil also during the mustache area. But a lot of times, because I have big hands, I tend to forget that area. But you can use that for them. You can use everything that we use today for the mustache area. Great question, Don. All right. So I'm going to comb it just a little bit. Now, does everybody see that luster? Everybody see that shine? It still has a great shape. We're going to go over it just a little bit more. Now we want to lock that moisture in. Everything that we did, we want to finish with a beard balm because we want to make sure that all those nutrients, all those oils, all that conditioner stays on the skin and stays on the hair. Make sense? Make sense? All right. There we go. Again, I'm not going to use the palm of my hand. You are wasting product if you just put it on there. We're going to work it through. We're not going to waste an ounce. This is also the product that you want to make sure that you get at the bottom of the beard. You see how I'm starting to use the palm of my hand at the bottom of the beard? That's because he's going to need more product down there. It's hard to take care of the bottom of the beard. You can't see it. You can't touch it, but I tell you what, you'll smell it.
Right.
Yes.
Nick would like to know, does the beard mustache have to be a certain length to use the beard oil?
To use the beard oil, does it have to be a certain length? No, it does not have to be a certain length. If you want the beard to grow, or if you want the mustache to grow, the oil is the beard and tattoo oil is a perfect product to use. Now I have to ask my client, how does it feel, man?
Feels great.
Feels great? Good.
Feels soft.
Okay, Nicole wants to know, would you use that much product with all clients or just with really coarse textures?
Oh, okay. The reason why I use more product is because, number one, Matt had ran out of beard oil and beard balm. So I haven't got it back to him yet, so I know that it wasn't in here. He has a thick beard and it's coarse. So I have to fully work it in. Also, we had changed area. We had went from South Carolina South Carolina, all the way to Detroit. Never know what he had picked up. So I'm going to give him a full experience, okay? Now, you always want to use a quarter size. If you need more, you can always apply more. But then you don't have to use a lot because your mission is to make sure that he purchases it before he leaves. And you will show him how to apply it.
And Rose would like to know, would you retail any of these products as a maintenance for the client?
Okay, great. I will retail the beard and body wash. I will retail the 2-in-1 conditioner. And I will retail the beard oil and the beard balm. What I will, let me not say I won't, but what I'll be a little more hesitant is retailing the last step, which is we're going to use the mustache wax and we're going to use the head shave oil. The reason why we don't want to get into retailing this is this is what's going to separate you from the shade tree barber, and this is what's going to separate you from somebody doing this in their own bathroom. This is what makes you a professional. This is what takes the cut to the next level. So during the 4th step, I'm going to enhance the beard. After I shape it, I'm going to enhance the beard with the mustache wax, and I'm going to go over it with the razor with the head shave gel, okay? But let's just shape it just a little bit more. Let's just touch a few areas just to make sure that we completely in shape. Hold your chin back for me, Matt.
How much beard oil is needed for a 5 o'clock shadow?
Just an what's the person's name? Raphael. For a 5 o'clock shadow, you only need enough to cover the chin and beard, or the chin, the mustache and cheeks. So I will say somewhere around 3 drops. Okay? And our oil is thick. That's the unique thing. That's why I like about the Clubman oil, especially the beard and tattoo oil, is the texture is thick. Just like with the beard and body wash, the thicker it is, the more you have to work it through. That's very important. We want to focus on the skin, the health of the skin. All right, let's finish shaping this. Great question, Raphael. And I'm using the same technique. I'm standing right behind him. And every product that I have mentioned, you can purchase it online from marlobeauty.com.
Heather wants to know, is a mustache wax petroleum-based or water-based?
The mustache wax is water-based. But the great thing is it coats the beard. It coats the skin. So what I'm going to focus on, I'm not going to focus on the hair when I'm applying the mustache wax. I'm going to focus on the skin. I'm going to work it into the skin, and then I'm going to work it throughout the beard. Okay? So I'm going to put a line on the skin, and then I'm going to work it throughout the beard. Because it's a wax texture, it's going to make it a little more water resistant. Okay? And that's important because if I'm going to use an enhancement on him, I don't want it to disappear the same day. If he wants 3 or 4 days out of it, this gives him the opportunity to have it. Great question. Now this is a beard facial. We're focusing on 2 things. We're focusing on his beard, which we'll call that the hair, and we're also focusing on the skin, which we like to call that the facial part. Now let me let my client down just a little bit. He's so tall right now. All right. Now I'm going to lay him back, and this is going to be the 4th step. This is going to be the enhancement. Now I already mixed together some Clubman mustache wax, which comes in 3 colors: neutral, black, and chestnut, and brown. 4 colors: neutral, black, chestnut, and brown. What I'm going to use is I'm going to use the brown on them. But instead of using the tool that comes in here, I'm going to use more of a paintbrush. So here, you want to get a good look at it so everybody can see it?
Can you tell us one more time how often he's maintaining Matt's beard, how often you're maintaining it?
How often you're maintaining the beard? Every service.
And how often would that be for Matt?
Oh, for Matt?
Every couple weeks.
Yes, Matt gets this done every 2 weeks. Every 2 weeks. All right. Now I put a little bit on my hand. What I did is I mixed it with a little bit of oil. So that beard intact oil, I mixed it up with a little bit of it. And I'm gently creating an outline. Now we expected to use this, when the mustache wax was created, it was for the mustache. But because we found a different use for it, now we use it for enhancement. Now everybody see how dark that is? Now what we're going to do is we're going to work it through the beard. We're going to lighten it up just a little bit by using a brush and gently working it through the beard. See how it's starting to lighten up just a little bit? And just touch it one more time. You definitely want to use this on clients that have pictures coming up, weddings, holidays, and you want to make him an advertisement for you. I like to tell a lot of my mentees and a lot of my students, I like to tell them something very unique. Stop trying to make money off, all the money off of one client. Send them out there to make you more money. And that's what we're going to do. Is I'm doing this because now people are going to start asking, hey, where do you get your beard done? Let's turn you the opposite way by pushing forward. We all learn in the chair at the same time. And we're going to do the same thing on the opposite side. Any more questions? All right. And I'm gently using a paintbrush. Make sure you register before it's over. We're almost wrapping up here. You want to definitely register before this event is over. Register. You have the opportunity to be drawn and win $150 shopping spree from Marlo Beauty Supply, and you can register at marlo.com. marlobeauty.com. Sorry, excuse me. I think I've been saying Marlo Beauty the whole time. Yeah. Might have been my first mess up. marlobeauty.com. Now, what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to rub his face, but I'm going to show you on the back of my hand the power of the mustache wax. You see how powerful that is? That's very important because rain can't get it off. He's going to have to wash it off. And that brown goes great with his beard, which is more, I would say more of a brownish red. And now we just lighten it up just a little bit, but with the brush.
Shanika wants to know, how long does that last?
This right here, I usually get about 4 days out of it. I usually get about 4 days, but men tend to get in the shower and just do whatever with the rag, with their beard. So sometimes it doesn't last as long. That's why you want to, when it comes to enhancements, you kind of want to focus on events. It's temporary. This is a temporary enhancement. It's not a permanent dye. It's a temporary enhancement. It's a different technique that we use. And now I'm going to use the razor and the head shave gel to pull everything into a nice, precise shape. Now, I understand that there are a lot of razors out there. What makes this razor so unique is because it's a balanced razor. The Clubman razor is a balanced razor. Now, I'm a big guy. I am heavy-handed. So I have to allow the razor to move by itself, to swing by itself. If I use a razor that's too heavy on the top or too heavy at the back, it's going to swing on its own and it's going to force me to use my muscles, okay? So I'm going to use my fingers and I'm going to allow the razor to do all the work. So let's load this baby up. Double-edged razor, I use Dorco. You have to make sure your tool matches you. I do not use an extremely sharp razor. I use a razor that I can use multiple strokes. Everybody see how easy that was? Or is, because I'm still doing it. I'm gonna close it up, and now I'm gonna apply the head shave gel. I have become a huge fan of the head shave gel because of how light it is. Usually when you get a product like this, you have to fully work it into your client's outline. With this, all I have to do is just apply a little bit. The reason why it's clear is you want to make sure you see, especially with the outline, you want to make sure you see what you're doing. And we're going to work on one side at a time. Any questions? Not yet? Now I'm letting the razor do all the work. You shouldn't put too much emphasis on your clipper. You have to know which tools to use and when to use them. And this is the perfect time for me to use the razor. All right. And we're going to keep going around the beard. Do you see the definition that we're getting? There's a fellow barber in here, so do you see the definition that we're getting?
Oh yeah, it's beautiful.
Clean. So clean, beautiful, great.
Great. Kira wants to know, would the Clubman shave oil work for this too?
Yes, the Clubman shave oil can work also. It's your preference. It really is your preference. I like the shave gel in this situation because not only can I use it on a beard, I tend to have clients that have large beards and no hair on top of their head. So I'm able to use the shave gel through the whole process to where I don't have to go between products. You get what I'm saying? But yes, great question. I actually wish I could send you something. That was an amazing question.
And Missy wants to know what blade you're using in that razor handle.
I am using the Dorco blade. I'm using the Dorco blade because it's not extremely sharp. I can touch his skin more than one time. What I like to do is I touch one area 3 times, 3 strokes. That's it. And Matt's going to smile. All right, and now we're going to do the same thing on the other side after I touch his mustache. Would you bite your top lip for me, brother? And we're going to gently touch his mustache, clean up just a little bit. All right, and now we're going to do the same thing on the opposite side. We're going to use the head shave gel. And we're just going to gently place a little bit around his outline. And we're focusing on the enhancement and any hairs that are outside of the outline. We're going to pull everything into a nice curve. You can take the picture from this side if you want to. Right here. There we go. All right. Same step. We're going to stretch the skin. We're going to keep the razor at a 30-degree angle. Now, what I'm not going to try to do is use my 14 strokes. You're not going to get it done with this. This is where barbering turns into an art. So, and when it comes down to art, you're going to have to change some things up. Now, what I don't do is I do not use the entire blade. I'm only using 1/3 of the blade. Either this side of the blade is touching him or this side. That's because now I'm using the blade as if it's a pencil. I could be a little more precise if I only use 1/3 of the blade. He's the first person I've ever seen smile with the razor on his face like this. All right. All right. Now, throughout this whole process, you're going to tell your client about the beard and tattoo oil. You're going to tell him about the beard balm. You're going to tell him about the aftershave lotions. You're going to tell him about the 2-in-1 conditioner. You're going to tell him that he can take these products home and he can use them in order to maintain his beard, in order to keep the same style. And that's what a lot of people worry about, is maintaining the style. And this is the way that we can make sure that it happens. Send your client home with these products. I'm going to give you a little statistics in conclusion, all right? I'm going to touch him around his mustache, but in conclusion, I'm going to give you a little statistics. Do you know that when you sell a client a product, you increase them coming back to you by a 33% chance? And if you sell him 2 products, you increase it by 66%. That is huge. A lot of people are leaving out this industry because they can't hold on to clients. And the reason being is they're not giving clients 100% during the service. You get what I'm saying? And, let's just break it down. What's the science behind it? When Matt takes a product home, a shampoo, the Clubman shampoo, for instance, he takes it home, he sits it in his shower. His son washes in that shower. His wife washes in that shower, and he washes in that shower. It's a constant reminder, you are now in the client's home. Does that not sound right? That's why it increases the likelihood. A lot of times, us as professionals, we get caught behind the chair. It's now the time to take the industry to the next level. Retail. We are no longer telling our clients to go to the local beauty supply store. We're no longer telling them to go to Walmart. We're now purchasing from Marlo Beauty Supply, and we're retailing to our clients. I really appreciate y'all tuning in today. We're going to have some concluding marks, and we're going to finish off. We have a winner. Oh!
For the giveaway, if he's still watching.
What's that, Randall Bates?
It's Ronald Bates.
Ronald Bates. My dad's barber. All right. So, the winner of the raffle for $150 of Clubman products from Marlo Beauty Supply is Ronald Bates in Indianapolis, Indiana. My dad's barbershop. $150. We really appreciate you tuning in today. We also appreciate everyone else tuning in.
And they can still register to win 2 more $50.
Oh.
We're going to draw on Thursday. So
all right. So this Thursday, we are also drawing 2 more winners for $50. So you can still register for in order to win $50. We have 2 more winners that can be won. So go on there, marlobeauty.com, and register today. I really appreciate y'all tuning in. If you have any more questions, definitely ask on the video, and Marlo Beauty Supply will let me know, and we can answer them accordingly. So we really appreciate Marlo Beauty Supply. We really appreciate Union Barbershop, and we really appreciate Clubman Panad for providing this opportunity. This is our first Facebook Live, and we know it's not going to be the last. Thank y'all.